Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Gustov's vlog. And for those who haven't been following this, Gustov is an intermediate lifter. Although we may not really be intermediate that much longer. He's doing decent reps on the squat and deadlift work. But the thing is, in his case, he is only concerned with physique. He's only concerned with building muscle. So accordingly, I have him on a 4-day body part split. That doesn't mean we don't do the big barbell lifts. We squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, weighted pull-ups, all those things, but they're only done for a few sets once a week, right? We don't prioritize them. They're simply done as hypertrophy exercises and base builders, and I don't generally take him under about 5 reps on anything. So most of his rep range is about 5 to 15. So again, just like everyone else, of course, we still use a varied rep range. But let's get over into the actual split. So for bench, we're in about that 9 to 12 right there. So I'm going to bump his weight up because I want to keep him, for the flat bench in about 8 to 10. Now, granted, he gets weaker on work sets. So the thing is, on his work sets, because he pushes them to 1 to 0 reps in reserve, we go pretty hard on most of it. He does tend to lose strength set to set with all the volume we do. But we do flat bench, then we do barbell incline. And then afterwards, I have him do right now dumbbells. We've changed this slot a couple different times, but now we do dumbbell decline. So we're working that chest from all 3 angles, and we're using both a barbell and a dumbbell. So again, pretty complete chest development. I could easily throw a dip in that last slot also. All right. Also, for triceps, so it's our press day. So we do those 3 types of chest presses, and we do triceps. So right now I have him doing an easy bar extension, laying down behind the head, not a skull crusher. We go behind the head to get that long head. And then he does 3 sets of rope press downs to failure. So it's pretty much 3 sets of flat, 3 sets of incline, and 3 sets of decline dumbbells, 3 sets of laying extensions, 3 sets of press downs. Okay. So this only gives us 6 sets of direct tricep work, but we have a lot of pressing. We have lots of pressing in his program, so keep that in mind. Because again, we overhead press on shoulder day also. Same thing even with the bicep work. We do 3 types of pulls before we do his curls. So right here, we do weighted pull-ups, full range of motion, and he can get 10 plus reps weighted, so we're in a good spot. His back width is increased. What I really want to work on him is thickness now at this point. I want to get him thicker front to back. But again, his physique has come along really, really well. I haven't put any updated pictures up yet because he doesn't want to put them up, but the updates have been actually really, really good. Considering he's 20, he's got like maybe a year and a half of lifting, and again, he's done really, really well in terms of the development there. So again, doesn't have huge amounts of training experience, but he is focused. He trains hard. So what do we do then on the pull day? We do weighted pull-ups. We do a seated cable row. Now, I like barbells, but again, he was running into a problem of with barbell rows, he was vomiting. He's like, I've thrown up twice. Can we take them out? And I agree with that. I love the movement, but nausea can be a problem. I've actually had other clients with that issue. But again, I've got a young man who's trying to slowly gain muscle. He's trying to just slowly make lean gains. Can't be puking in the middle of a workout. That's not conducive to gaining muscle. So we took him out. We replaced it with a seated cable row, and then of course he does incline rows afterwards. So we've hit the back from 3 different angles of inclination. Again, working all the possible angles. Same thing. So afterwards, what do? We do a straight bar curl. So we just do a nice strict barbell curl to failure, right? So again, the reps get pretty high on this. And then afterwards, we do preacher curls. So again, depending on how you want to count the sets, it's really only 6 sets of direct bicep work, but we do all that pulling, and then we do upright rows, which also secondary stress on the biceps on his shoulder day. So again, always keep that in mind. We still have other compounds in the week that work these same muscles. Okay, they work these same muscles. So they are getting hit with more total volume when you really look at it. Even though a lot of it, you're like, well, it's only 9 direct sets here, 6 direct sets there. Yeah, but there's so much splash over, especially when we throw a shoulder day in. I don't think people always think that through, of all these muscles that get worked again. Because even the shoulders, I mean, a lot of people would build good delts off of what we're doing right here, right? Especially with those incline presses in the incline rows, very delt dominant. But then we go over to his shoulder day. Where do we start with? A strict press. Nice strict barbell press. Then we do laterals. Then we do upright rows. Then we do laterals and rear delts. So then we come in and we do 12 sets for shoulders. But when we start thinking about the splash over, do we get some upper chest on the overhead press? Yes. Do we get some, and we get tricep. Do we get a little bit of bicep and some of the back on the upright row? Yes, absolutely. So what we start finding in a program like this, even though we're looking at the direct work, you have to think of the splashover effect. So there's a reason these big compounds are so efficient, right? There's a reason they're so efficient. But then it lets us come in and just pick a few movements. So since we've done all these big compounds, you're going to get big from that. So then what do we ultimately do? Well, I do 6 sets of isolation for tricep, 6 sets of isolation for biceps, 6 sets for delts. But we do a lot of compound movements, right? Tons of compound movements going into it. So those muscles are all still being worked. So that's what we have to look at with all of it, right? And all these muscles are technically getting worked more than one day because of the splash over in the split. They're all technically getting at least indirect work, enough indirect work to stimulate hypertrophy, to be fair, on a second day every week. So when you look at a body part split like this, it really isn't, hey, this muscle is only getting worked once a week. The only thing that might argue that is the legs. But with his physique goals, I feel like we only have to do legs once a week. Now, if we start needing to really hammer legs, I'll have him come in and squat twice a week. And he knows I'll do that, but we don't need it. So what do? We do just a normal high bar squat, just an Olympic squat, and this is for higher rep work. You know, it's 5+. We usually do one heavy set of around 5, and then we do back off work to try to get higher reps, want a little more volume there, okay? And that's fine. It's 3 good sets of squats every week. Most people will grow from that, right? Most people, and he's past the 2 plates. So, I mean, keep in mind, guys, he's doing, you know, his rep work with like 2.5 plates here. You know, so we're okay here, coming along nicely for an intermediate. Then we do a set of deadlifts. So right now we're doing, you know, 140 kg for sets of 5. Again, coming along. It's going to take time. But again, he's not trying to get to a 500 deadlift. We're using it to build muscle, build the back, build the glutes, build the hamstrings. That's the idea. So then afterwards, what do? Well, now I have him doing good mornings so that we double down on the hamstring work there, posterior chain, right? So we do high rep good mornings afterwards, and then we do leg presses and calf raises. So again, the same thing, plenty of quad work here, because again, 3 sets of squats, 3 sets of leg presses. And we do deadlifts, we do good mornings, and I may have him work more hamstring curls back in coming up. I wanted to work good mornings for a bit, because again, I want to get that back thickness up. And then of course, after the leg presses, we do some calf raises. I didn't put all that in because the vlog's getting a little long. But yeah, so then we finish off by isolating the calves. So at the end of the day, you know, what we do is we build everything with the big movements, then we come behind it and we make sure every single major body part is getting at least 2 compound lifts, okay? Then we isolate whatever we need to isolate. And it's been coming along nicely. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.